The man accused of shooting two National Guard members in Washington, D.C. is now facing a first-degree murder charge after one of the soldiers died. Investigators executed a search warrant at the suspect's apartment in Bellingham, Washington state, about 80 miles north of Seattle Thursday. The Afghan national served with a CIA-backed unit during the Afghanistan war. Authorities are still searching for a motive behind Wednesday's ambush-style attack. 20-year-old specialist Sarah Beckstrom died from her injuries. 24-year-old U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition. Nicole Skanga is following the investigation. Nicole, good morning.
Good morning, Lindsay. Intelligence analysts are combing through the suspect's digital footprint for any signs of foreign influence or radicalization. So far, sources tell CBS News there have been no confirmed links to extremist networks. The suspect remains in the hospital on a ventilator, which is creating challenges for investigators trying to probe him for information.
New video of the ambush shows the suspected gunman raise his revolver as a National Guard member sprints down the street. Seconds later, returning fire.
Somebody drove across the country, came to Washington, D.C. to attack America.
Officials tell CBS News the 29-year-old suspect carried that gun, registered to a deceased man in Washington state, thousands of miles cross-country. 29-year-old Rahmanallah Lochinwall served for 8 years on a CIA-backed Zero unit, a paramilitary force fighting the Taliban. U.S. and Afghan officials tell CBS News he suffered from PTSD as a result of his experiences.
There are certainly many more charges to come.
The suspect now faces first-degree murder charges. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey.
I can tell you that there are a lot of people that are very, very angry about what's happened, and they want to make sure that justice is done. And
do you believe the death penalty should be pursued?
Look, I think when people commit the most grievous of crimes, that the death penalty should always be on the table.
CBS News has obtained this photo taken when the alleged gunman first entered the U.S. in 2021 through a Biden-era program dubbed Operation Allies Welcome. But he was granted asylum last April. In Washington, dozens of emergency vehicles processed downtown, carrying the body of 20-year-old Army specialist Sarah Beckstrom in the pre-dawn hours Friday, as National Guardsmen line the streets to salute one of their own.
It's a tragedy.
Marcy Vaughn worked with Beckstrom at a West Virginia behavioral health center.
Her coworkers will tell you that she had a great sense of humor. She liked to laugh.
Beckstrom's father, Gary, mourned her passing on social media, writing, "My baby girl has passed to glory."
I'm trying to send a message that West Virginians are going to stand strong behind the Guard, behind these families, and behind these people, these brave, courageous, young men and women.
As the state grieves a national tragedy.
Governor Morrisey also told us that Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf is fighting for his life. The governor would not rule out sending more guardsmen to Washington, D.C., but says right now he's focused on the families. Vlad.
Yeah, and sending prayers to both of those families. Nicole Skanga for us in Washington. Thanks, Nicole.